All right. So let's have a parent talk. I've worked with, boy, thousands of kids since I started teaching, and I've been actively teaching since about 1987. I was part of the first dozen law enforcement officers in the Tri-County area to be certified for dealing with mentally ill kids and adults, and adults in crisis, kids in crisis. And I had on duty daily contacts for probably 8 years running that were just a big challenge. Uh, I know how to fight. I like to fight, but that was a way bigger challenge because it didn't involve necessarily fighting anybody. Um, so what I saw is a plethora of kids malfunctioning due to parental action or lack of it, I should probably say. So I saw firsthand and arrested many youth that were raised in such a fashion. And the entitlement and belligerence, even many years ago, would just astound you if you could only imagine what's going on today. The entitlement and belligerence of even little kids and youth. So, um, I got a lot of my parenting from my own mother, from my grandparents. I'm 12 years older than my younger sister, and so hey, mom had to go to work, and I was the uh, kind of ad hoc parent for her as well. Uh, when my own kids were born, I went to the library and read all of it. They wouldn't let me check it all out, but I grabbed all of the books on parenting and I read everything. And I found most of the books lacking. There was always some like weird things in there. Try this, try this. Well, I've lost track of how many parents I've helped when they're exasperated with their kids' conduct here. And it's a shame, but a lot of kids get brought into martial arts schools as this is the last resort. We don't know what else to do. And it's a very sad thing to be able to see. It could have been killed so much earlier with better parenting, more resources. So that's why kind of we're doing this Monday night call. But I've learned one simple concept of many. When a 5-year-old is acting out or faced with an adult decision, and you say as a parent, I let them make their own choices. I'm going to ask them to see what they think. I never make them do something they don't want to do. I cringe when I hear that kind of stuff because as parents, you should make that, a lot of the parents, when they come in and say that, well, we're going to consult the child on this adult decision. It makes that one vein bulge out in my head here. And I absolutely and immediately call out the parent. I don't let children, especially tiny children, make any type of big decisions. Do they want mac and cheese or do they want pizza? That's the decision that they're capable of. They're not capable of choosing a martial arts school for themselves. But a lot of parents come in thinking that's going to happen. So, and I've seen that repeatedly over the decades that I've been doing this. I've seen exactly where that kind of parenting leads. So, as a parent, you're running from your responsibility. You have to remember that the tiny younglings don't have models to choose from, and they don't know how to make good choices. How many parents yell after the kid, make good choices? Have you ever taught your kid how to make good choices? So you're helping them, telling them the correct choices. You're telling them what they need to do, telling them, not asking them. Uh, After they've made a bunch of successful decisions on the small scale, then they could start making bigger ones. I always consulted my kids, hey guys, what do you want to eat for dinner? This or this? Gave them a choice of two, and they can make the decision from that. Um, Rarely did I say, hey, what day should I pay the rent on? Or I don't know if this gas bill is really, maybe I can just pay half. Do you think that'll work? I'm not going to consult my kids on something like that. So they have no frame of reference nor life experience to make decisions that should be made by a parent. The parent, you, the parent, are the frame of reference. So when you're upset that your kid's not making wise choices and their attitude isn't good, Uh, yeah, they have a little bit to do with it, sure, but it's kind of your fault. Um, when you have issues in the teen years, it's your fault because a lot of times you didn't teach them good models. You weren't the best model. Now, a lot of parents out there, you've been doing great. I'm not attacking everybody here. Um, you just expected to, them to be able to make choices on their own. You are the decision maker. You're a grown adult. What's worse is the adults abdicating that responsibility to a kid, and they're just not prepared for it. So yeah, when I do have a parent come into TNT here and I start to hear some of that stuff, I immediately pump the brakes, full stop. Child, go stand over here, go sit over here. And I have a real honest discussion with the parent. Um, and if the parent is unwilling to make that decision, I'm unwilling to have that student come in here because that's just a big can of worms for me, especially in the little kid class. It's like herding cats anyway. They're so cute and funny. They're all over the place. But when I have a kid come in that hasn't been parented well, and the parent is having the kid make all the decisions, the kid is running the household. I want no part of that because it upsets the whole balance of everything. That kid needs parental discipline first, and so what I'm here to do is enhance what most parents are doing. And when I started using that phraseology a number of years ago, I'm here to enhance what you're doing, not replace. Even that offended some of the parents, but that's okay. That's not who we want to help. They're the ones that desperately need that. Um, Repeatedly over decades of doing this, direct observation and interaction. So this isn't just opinion based on nothing. I've never seen it work out for the positive ever when a kid's been parented and the kid gets to make all the decisions style. Um, I'm fully aware that my way isn't the only way. However, it is a way that I found successful for an abundance of people out there. And I've also grown my own kids into adulthood, and they're being productive, functional members of society. So for any parent that's willing to flex their parental potential and repertoire, I have a few amazing resources for you to help you be a better parent by teaching you many of the things I found to be successful. Um, I want, unless it's glaringly obvious, unless you've been hiding under a rock, it's glaringly obvious that we are going to need strong future leaders. And we're going to have to grow them from scratch. When the kids are making those decisions that they don't have experience or knowledge to do, they make poor decisions. So there's a couple wonderful resources out there, and I'll include them when this video is posted. But the first one is How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk. They make this for little kids, they make it for youth, they make it for How to Talk So Teens Will Listen. But when I finally read that one, it kind of changed my parenting style, and it actually changed how I taught classes and how I trained new instructors. The second resource out there is from a gentleman that I admire greatly. His name is Master Dave Kovar, sorry, Kyoshi. Shihan at this point. I think he's way high. He's super high ranking and an amazing dude. Every time I've have the ability to hear him speak or go to one of his workshops or seminars, I always go. But he put out this wonderful book a number of years ago called The Dad's Toolbox to Better Parenting. And I'll put both of those things in the comments section or the description so you guys can take a peek at those. Both are amazing books. Pick them up and love them. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.